This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you'd type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling from the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. I'm in Las Brisas Restaurant, New Jersey, near the Lincoln Tunnel, and I've got Lydia. Say hola, Lydia.
Hola.
Hola. Lydia is in Tempe, Arizona, also AKA Great North American Desert near Sky Harbor International. Lydia is an employee of Financial Rescuers. And Lydia, I'll just give you a minute. Say a bit about yourself. And it's okay that you repeat yourself from the first time we did this.
Okay. My name is Lydia. I am 22 years old, currently working at the Adams Strum office in Tempe, Arizona. I work with Adams Strum consolidating debts and making sure people are able to pay off their debts to their creditors. And it's a very rewarding position. I'm able to talk to customers, get their background information, and figure out what happened and why they're in the situation that they're in. Ultimately, our goal is to try to resolve their debts and restore their credit.
Fantastic. And say a little bit more about Restore Credit, Lydia, because sometimes that's kind of part of the package, and sometimes it's just a conversation to have at the end.
Mhm. Well, basically, our goal here is to restore their credit. A lot of people that are in debt, their credit is kind of off or not at a point where they want it to be. So our job here is to make sure that they are able to pay off those creditors that have been contacting them with collection notices, and ultimately at the end, we want to get their credit back. And
Okay. So, Lydia, I'm going to try. My goal is to keep this somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes. My goal is to kind of go from the next thing I'm going to kind of prompt you for is more conceptual stuff, and then I'm going to go to those Bing search phrases that I gave you before, and then if you can think of any, and this part is optional, we'll trim the end of it and go a little less if you can't think of any. But if you can think of uh, some situational client things, and to the extent you can talk about these clients, you can mute me and talk to Adam before you talk. This is not a pressured, professional, polished. In other words, blank spots are tolerated. They're not only tolerated, they're fine. So if you want to check with Adam before you talk about a specific client, choose a pseudonym, choose an alternate name for that person. That's fine. So let me start with the conceptual part first, and then, in other words, Lydia, I'm going to say the concept of the business in my words, giving you an opportunity to kind of say what I say in a different, expanded or more concise way. Basically, the way I see your business is this: anyone who has excess unsecured debt, and that's primarily credit card debt. That's a focus of our pitch. But we certainly do medical bills and other unsecured debt, but credit card debt is a central part of it. Um, the um, any person who's literate, any person literate in English, of course, can get on the internet, and um, this would probably also include literate in Spanish and probably some other languages, and find some training materials in their language that's going to allow him or her to understand that the debt they're carrying has a very high value and has a really an unachievable balance because they're current, and so the bank holds that debt at the highest value. They learn very quickly that if they let it go delinquent, they're going to have an easier time paying it off. Those people, usually the lessons stop there, because then where they can get burned is if they're not careful, they can get sued, and now that high balance is reinforced by a judgment of the justice system of the state that they live in. So, anyways, in short, anybody knows they can essentially reduce the payoff amount if they let it go delinquent. That they got to be careful because they might get sued. So, Lydia, if you could just conceptually kind of talk about what I just said, and I'd like to hear it in your words.
Basically, if someone has a debt that if it's assessment, like you said, it will come back to them. It's not related to the debt and, oh, I paid you this money, I never have to pay it back. Like, it will happen to me. It's more of, oh, I'm leaving, I don't pay it back, or under my name, under my document, under my records, and it will be more difficult for me to, let's say, buy something as such as a house or a car because all those debts that are in the background under my name.
Right. So, Lydia, as I said, I wanted to transition. I wanted to kind of go general, more specific with those Bing searches. I gave you 3 searches. I'd like you to comment on 2 levels. One is uh, search words are not a precise question. Like if I said to you, "What time is it?" there would be one answer. Well, depending on what time you're zoned, I guess we could make it complicated, but it's a simple and direct question. But in search words are different. You know, they're not questions. They are people typing words that they think the computer will help them find what they're looking for. So what I'd like you to do is pick one of them and answer 2 levels. First of all, what is that person seeking? And second, what would you say to him or her if you could talk to that person?
Writing this down. Um, I would say for the 3 that you gave me, one being how to refinance credit card debt. Basically, these people that search in Bing how to finance credit card debt, what they're seeking is to see if they can get their debts consolidated into one monthly payment, um, to lower the amount that is, let's say, on their debt. By
Right.
combining it into a monthly payment, it will lower their amount, and maybe it will make it easier for them to pay off in a time span of a certain months or years or however they choose to do that. What I would say to them is it's not easy. It's not easy, and it takes a lot. It takes a toll on the individual, stress, mental stress, physical stress, jobs. It all relates back to individual how they have their daily lives and everything. Um, so what are you even thinking about to get? It's better to figure out what kind of loans you can get into, or able to pay off, what can you do, how can you pay off as well as the monthly span, that would keep you in a good position. I feel like
Okay.
majority of take loans are not aware of consequences behind it. Just take it out, so it's free money, I have to worry about paying it back, let it sit there, it will go away one day. That's not.
Okay. So Lydia, let me just focus on the word refinance. When I hear someone use, in this case, type refinance as part of that phrase into Bing, I get the sense someone is saying, you know, I want, I'm current. Let me just ask you this directly. Do you think that person's current or are they already delinquent?
I would just have to spend, I would say that they're current and already delayed.
Yeah, yeah. So I get the sense when I hear the word refinance that that person is craving a solution that is going to be acceptable to their creditor. In other words, they want to basically negotiate with their creditor and say, I want to refinance this. The costs are too high.
They want to see if they can get a lower.
Right, right.
Okay.
So,
I know you didn't announce me, but I happen to be on the call. If I may, I believe they're looking for when they say they're refinance credit card debt is that they're looking for a solution where they don't have to pay 6 different people every month. They want to consolidate it in one payment, thinking that they're straightforward and lower that payment because they're having a lot of trouble keeping up. Every cards due on a different date.
okay, and what would you say to that person, Adam?
What I would say is, if they're looking for solutions to get out of the debt, most people refinancing are looking to do. Refinance, they're looking for paying off that debt as soon as you can. A solution like ours would be a better solution. If you're paying $7 a month to 4 credit cards, it would have saved that $7 a month. And you can't settle it. You would have settled 1 out of 4 every 3 months. The 1 year you're done.
Okay, so Adam, are you, I think you're saying this, are you saying when they use the word refinance, they're really looking for consolidation and not debt settlement?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to hurry up and pay their debt. They wanna hurry up and pay that debt and realize the country's not there.
Right. Now, Lydia, I know you know well the debt settlement that you're doing. I have the suspicion that you might not know as well consolidation. Consolidation is much more expensive, and people, we don't have to compete with consolidation because when people look at the price of consolidation versus the price of settlement, it becomes a necessity because with consolidation they pay almost all their debt back. They just pay it in a controlled fashion with certain stipulations in the agreement. It is basically refinancing. Is this something you're familiar with, Lydia?
I'm familiar with consolidation. I know that it's a type of finance that entails that loan can be paid off from many other loans. So I believe that's just another way to pay off.
Right.
I don't know another way to put it, but in the end of the consolidation is only to pay off a loan in a timely manner.
Okay, so Lydia, let's move on. I just and again, if this is a moment where you want to mute your mic and chat with Adam before you continue, we'd like to, Lydia, let me describe it this way. I mean, where I'm going with this is that if you could bring some anecdotal things from clients that you're involved in, kind of bring those into this conversation in a careful way, I'd like to do that. I want to give you a broader idea of what we're trying to do. The service center that you're a part of in marketing terms is called a back end marketing. So that you are the back end to some of the affiliates who market your services. So essentially what we're trying to do is get the voice of the people who are actually doing the work, and back end has this idea that it's sort of hidden, and the reason why it has that phrase is the back end is traditionally hidden. We want to be very careful not to compete with our affiliates. At the same time, we want to be a little less hidden. So that's what we're trying to get. If you could try to bring some of that anecdotal stuff from the clients that you're experiencing, and maybe we could pick 1 or 2 of them and talk a little bit about what their servicing is like.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask Adam what a good client example would be.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. What was the question? You want to bring us out of the dark, but without interfering with our affiliates.
Yeah, in other words, I just want to get some anecdotal client servicing stories. I want you to help Lydia with some pseudonyms for clients as needed, and let her talk a little bit about.
All right, we have a client named KG that Lydia's been working on feverishly. You know KG, yes?
Catherine?
Yes, Catherine. Don't say her last name.
Yeah.
Catherine. There's a case where the poor woman is broke. I mean, she's got nothing. She makes a minimal payment into her program every month. It's all she can afford. And a collection firm by the name of Portfolio Recovery is taking her to court over a $900 debt. $900 for making this poor woman's life miserable.
And what state is Catherine in?
Oregon, I believe.
Okay. So continue.
Well, Catherine is very busy. She's trying to find better work and trying to update her status. $900 is not a reason to go to court. It's a little insane that they would even force her to take time out of her schedule to come down to court to argue about $900. Lydia's been working feverishly to get them to accept less, Catherine has $500 available, they won't accept it.
They refuse. They refuse to accept that 500.
So say more, Lydia.
They refuse to accept that 500, and as I continue to call them, I'm assuming that they know that I'm on behalf of Catherine, and they just don't really want to answer the phone. They don't want this debt to be settled. They'd rather, it seems like to me that they'd rather take the court. I try to go ahead and settle them that for a little less than half, and they refuse.
So Lydia, if it's not accepted and they get a judgment, they have some ability to collect forcefully. What kind of risk does the client take by having a judgment? Some clients have relatively little risk. Is hers more significant?
Hers is not as significant as it could be. Her debt being only 900.
Right.
Because the debt is so small, we're willing to go higher if necessary because the percentages don't make a big difference. When you think about it, on $900, 50% is $450. 60% is $540. There's only a $90 difference between the two.
Right.
We're more than willing to add the extra 10% and pay whatever it is they're asking as long as it's reasonable. And here's the problem, though. We're accepting their offer, and we can't reach them to tell them we accept.
They consistently refuse to answer my phone calls, and I'm sure at this point they know who's calling. And I don't get a call back. They don't answer my calls. I call day after day, and it just goes straight to voicemail. So.
Wow. Lydia, what's the court date?
The court date, I believe. I don't know the court date.
I'm pretty sure the court date is February 10th or 11th.
And they just refuse to answer the call, which I just not seem to understand why when we're trying to mediate with the creditor.
Lydia, forgive me for thinking this question's too advanced for you, but I'm going to say it. I think this is too advanced for you. I am going to give you a shot at it before it goes to the boss. So, Lydia, it seems to me that with the legal representation Adams Business has for the clients, that there might be a possibility to stand in front of a judge and say, hey, listen, judge, there was an opportunity to settle this out of court, and the company, Portfolio Recovery Associates, is that it, Adam?
That's it.
Portfolio Recovery Associates denied our attempts to settle this. Do you know enough about this, Lydia? I like I say, I think that question's advanced for what you know, but perhaps I'm wrong.
From what I know, we are able to go to court for that and tell the court that we attempted to settle it.
That is so
But
low.
the debt is so low, it doesn't pay.
Doesn't pay.
Right. So does that mean companies positioning, just let them get the judgment?
If necessary.
Yeah. Rather than represent her in court.
Representing in court for such a small debt, even somebody who's on welfare right now could afford a $90 a month payment to pay it off.
Yeah, it's a miracle she's...
When the other party is not answering the call, it needs to dead end.
Right. So, Lydia, we talked about, different jobs, and here you got a woman that just doesn't have any money, and she's getting... I'm going to choose the word. I'd sort of rather use your word. She's being harassed, unnecessarily harassed. She deserves to be treated with more respect. Go chase someone else for the money. I'm going to put more words in your mouth, but you can deny them. It's sort of a, stick up for the small guy kind of job. Is that something that's satisfying, kind of fun for you, or not?
It is fun because I do not. Honestly, I feel sympathy for her. So for me, trying to settle her case is just it's very rewarding. I find it very rewarding. I know her situation. I know her financial circumstances. I know the burden that she has over her shoulder. And this $900 is just not going to be able to come out of her account. So I try. If I can say this, I try to guilt.
Yeah.
And try to help them understand and where Kathy's coming from.
Right. So Lydia said you feel some sympathy. I mean, not only do you feel some sympathy, but I think I could go further, and you'll probably agree. You could also say any human being who engages his or her own natural emotional sense of justice would also feel sympathy, but yet the system doesn't seem very sympathetic.
No, it's,
Yeah.
from my point of view, it seems like they don't really care.
All right.
If it's
So,
okay, I'd like to turn here. I want to tackle one of those other searches.
all right. Go ahead.
Credit card debt is killing me. I think that more people in this country.
Adam. Let me do one more thing on Catherine, though. Lydia, what's your prediction? What's going to happen?
Regarding,
Catherine.
I actually am positive that I'm going to get to the creditor and I'm going to handle that debt.
Yeah, good for you. All right, Adam, go ahead.
I'll admit this, I know Lydia won't give up until she gets it done. So.
Definitely won't give up. Kathy will get her issue will get it.
Good. All right, go ahead, Adam.
Alright, so I believe that phrase, credit card debt, is killing me and typed in the browsers more often than anyone can imagine. And I have two clients that I'm going to give you stories on that literally credit card debt was killing them.
Yeah.
And I do. They all had a heart attack while on the job, and therefore had to leave the job. He worked in construction, and it's a very tough job, and once you've had a heart attack, there's no going back.
Right.
He's now on disability. He makes a very set fixed income of $900 and change a month, but still has the $42,000 in credit card debt that a person who works in construction can afford to pay for.
Right.
Now, literally speaking, he would get collection calls from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., 5 days a week, every 35 minutes. He's not supposed to get out of bed, but when his phone rings, he's thinking it's a doctor or it's a family member checking in on him. And he'd get up out of his bed, breaks across his living room to the phone, and have to answer these calls where they go, "Hey, deadbeat, when are you going to pay your goddamn bill?"
Right.
So his credit card debt was literally killing him. He has been with us a little over a year and a half, and his credit card debt was $42,000 upon enrollment. He has only $17,000 left to go. We've already settled $25,000 of his debt. He gets no calls anymore because we sent out letters and powers of attorney showing that he should not be called anymore, but his representing attorney's office and our office should be called. So we resolved both of his problems, and his credit card debt's no longer killing him. He doesn't even think about it.
How long a time period has this taken, Adam?
19 months into the program. His program's a 36-month program.
And what is his construction? What does he do?
What he used to do is he ran the CAT machine, the CAT.
Right.
And he did a lot of heavy lifting. He helped move girders and he assisted with all means of the construction site. He's not well enough to do that anymore. He had a severe heart attack.
Right. But he has income. He's got disability.
He's got disability, but that's not garnishable. None of the creditors get everything penny from that.
Right. So is he ever going to be debt free?
He'll be debt free in 17 months at the end of his program. And there's no doubt about that in my mind.
I would imagine, given the crash that he's had financially, that you're on the more favorable side of settlements. You're getting better than typical settlements, right?
No, he's been sued twice.
Damn.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care if you've been decapitated. We actually had one collection firm say that death does not relieve responsibility. We had a client who passed away, and they continued to try to sue his wife in a non-community property state for his debt.
And it wasn't joint. They were not.
It was not a joint debt. They went after her because they said that she was the person who got his estate, which he didn't have an estate. They're not rich people. He had nothing to leave.
Right.
And they went after her. We got that dismissed.
Oh, good. And how difficult was that, Adam?
Actually, it took about 8 days.
All right. So, Adam, I'm going to do your contact info and reintroduce who each of you are, and then we'll close. Ciao? Yeah?
All right, not a problem.
All right, so Adam, the one I'm going to show we have your picture. Adam is the founding partner of Financial Rescuers, and he founded this business with George Tedros. Business was founded in Philadelphia, maybe like 2009 plus a little bit. And George remains in Philadelphia, where it's his home, right, Adam? His childhood, his education, law school, everything, right?
His childhood was in New Jersey.
Okay. So,
And his education was in Louisiana and New Jersey.
okay. So, but he seems very established in Philadelphia, right? He's been there for.
He's been in Philadelphia for more than a quarter century.
Yeah. So, anyways, George remains in Philadelphia. Adam, for personal reasons, has moved to Tempe, Arizona, and he has hired and trained his own staff. And Lydia is one of them. So, Lydia, would you tell me again, how long have you been there?
I've been with Adam for about 3 to 4 months now.
4 months.
4 months? Okay.
4 months. So Lydia has been kind enough to suck up whatever stage fright she has about credit card debt talk and participate on this. And she's also only a 4-month employee, and she really has a lot to offer. So it's the kind of quality of people Adam has been able to hire in the great North American desert, and also their level of cooperation with some sort of non-traditional ideas. So thanks, Lydia. Thanks, Adam. The website is financialrescuers.com, and the phone number is 866-516-1985. And I'm going to sort of stumble here a little bit. I'm going to good, I got there. I want to specifically mention 2 companies. I'm trying to have conversations with them. One of them is Credit Repair Sweep. And Credit Repair Sweep is, if my computer cooperates, I'm going to know in a minute. They're in Miami, Florida. And the other one is one called Debt No More. And they cleverly use KNOW instead of the word NO. So they are Debt No More. And they're in Boston, so I'm going to send them a link to this and tell them that I've mentioned them in an effort to try to begin a conversation with them. So Lydia or Adam, do you want to say anything else in closing?
I just want to say that if you think you're having a problem, we're not a sales office. You won't get sold here. But you can give us a call and ask as many questions as you want and see whether or not you might be able to help.
Right, see if your services match their needs. Lydia, anything?
What I can add is Adam Strum will really work his hardest to try to help you out and solve your problem.
Very good. All right, this is with Adam Strum and Lydia. This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, a restful night's sleep. Ciao, Lydia. Ciao, Adam. Ciao, listeners.
Nice hands, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you. Ciao.